47 ways to make you mine.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Whittleton Creek, Vermont. And we're going to take care of the Silent Assassin Suit Only Challenge, the No Evidence Challenge, the Suit Only Challenge, and the Silent Assassin Challenge. You ain't going to need to bring anything with you for this one, really, except a lockpick.
Whittleton Creek, Vermont. On the surface, a picture-perfect suburban dream. Wide roads, golden maple trees, and verdant lawns. Most residents here are white-collar professionals, ranging from university staff to government employees.
Most, but not all. Janus's unpresuming home is protected by a host of bodyguards, and intel shows that the fragile former constant rarely leaves the property.
Nolan Cassidy, on the other hand, roams the neighborhood streets. A recent arrival, the dutiful Providence Herald is busy making threat assessments and settling in with his security team.
Now remember, this is about more than just revenge. Janus is the key to bring down Providence. So get in there and find us a lead.
Good luck, 47.
Right, so the one other thing you will require for this, because I've not found another way to do it really, is your tranquilizer gun. Now you don't get that until you reach, or I think you have to do all the mission stories on this level to unlock that gun, which we actually have here stashed up. And I did a little bit of grinding, done some of the feats and discoveries and things like that, just ground away, got the 3 mission stories done so I could get the tranquilizer gun. So right off the bat, the first thing we're going to do is creep round the back of Cassidy's house and into his next door neighbour's garden, who I believe is called Batty, and he's currently living in his shed because his house is being fumigated. So we're going to distract him out of the shed, and we're going to collect the first of 3 clues that we need. And it's just inside the shed here on the left. We're going to collect some legal documents. We're going to grab his shovel while we're in there as well, and we're going to head back into the little woody area
Janus is apparently engaged
behind
in a civil lawsuit with another resident
Cassidy's
of Whittleton
house.
Creek. James Batty, the plaintiff, wants Janus to stop his annual landing of a helicopter.
We're going to stop right here and we're going to dig. Make sure you're crouching for this though.
Cassidy and his unlawful surveillance around town. So Janus takes a helicopter trip once per year.
And we're going to grab the second clue there, which is a cigar box.
A cigar box with a few cigars and a note inside. Well, this is very interesting. The note indicates that the box was given to Janus by the Constant as per tradition, he writes. 47. This could mean the Constant and Janus meet up on a regular basis. Excellent find.
Right, so that's 2 of the clues taken care of very, very quickly and very, very easily. What we want to do now is go into Cassidy's house. And the way we're going to do that is round the front of the house here, and we're going to slip into the garage just like this. And we're going to start crouching because we're trespassing now, and we're going to close the garage door because we don't like to work with an audience. Now what we're going to do essentially in here is we're going to take out all the guards one by one. It's a long bit of a slog process. We're going to grab this wrench so we can knock them all out nice and quietly. We're going to use this generator, and we're basically just going to clear the ground floor of guards. And like I say, this does take a little while. We're going to let him turn the generator back on. We're going to knock him out, grab our wrench, grab his body, leave the gun where it is, we don't need to worry about that. And we're going to stash his body in the crate over here. Now essentially what we're going to do is rinse and repeat this about 4 or 5 times. And we're going to take out the 2 or 3 guards that are in the house here on this floor. There's one patrolling guard outside who will also take out, and obviously Cassidy's bodyguard. Now this guy here, you can just see who was on the left there, he also has a clue on him. So if we're able to take him out, I think quickly enough, because I think there is a time limit on it, he has a letter on him. If we can get that letter before he hands it over to somebody else, that'll be our third clue. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the old sync routine here, basically, and when this guy turns around, we're going to run over to the kitchen sink and turn the taps on, let the sink overflow, and when someone comes to investigate it, we're going to knock them out with a wrench and drag them into the garage. So that's the sink on. Remember, we're trying to keep an eye out for the guard who had the shotgun, who's carrying the letter, because that'll have the third clue. And by luck or chance or whatever it is, the very first guard we managed to distract is the guard with the letter. So we're going to take him out very, very quickly. So that's him unconscious. We're going to grab his gun. I unfortunately turn the tap back on. So we're going to grab his gun and his body very quickly and drag him as fast as we can into the garage area. We'll let the other guard deal with the distraction while we're away. So we're going to dump this guy's body in the crate just like that. We're going to go around the side of the car there and drop the gun. As you can see, Cassidy is now in the house. And the other guard has mopped up the kitchen floor. So while we wait for everyone to leave, and then we're just going to start again. And we're going to take out the cameras while we're here, because we were spotted when we came out of this shed right at the start, because I forgot there was a camera above the door.
A letter from Janus to someone called Zoe. It looks like a draft and is full of explicit descriptions of how unhappy Janus is with Zoe and her sister having been appointed chairwomen of the Ark Society. I've heard that name before. This is a good find, 47.
So that's our third clue collected now, so we don't have to worry about collecting any more of them. Now, if you don't actually catch that guard, whoever he is, with the letter, and he's already handed it off to somebody else, the next clue you'll need will be in the basement of this house. So don't despair. Just carry on as normal. We'll take out everybody on this floor, basically, using the same method for every single person, right up until we get to the last two remaining guys, who will be Cassidy and his bodyguard. So I think we've got maybe one more guy, maybe two, I can't quite remember. I think, no, this is the last guy. He takes his time because his patrol takes him outside, but he's just got the distraction now. He's going to come over and turn the sink off, and I do love the way if you stand in the right spot behind them, when they turn the sink off, they walk right back into you, into range, basically. I think that's quite cool. They take a step back and all you've got to do is swing. So there we go, that's all of the guards now cleared out of this floor. As you see, I've now selected my sleep dart gun, and there is another clue here.
A recording of some sort. The note mentions another house. Perhaps Cassidy is using one of the vacant buildings as a base of operations, 47.
Now the reason I didn't mention this as a clue before, because it's like a two-parter clue. You need to collect that, which is a evidence tape of some sort, and then you need to go to another house and play and listen to that evidence, which is a bit long when there's something in the basement you can just collect and go. So you can collect the tape if you want, or not bother and collect the letter or the memorabilia photo that's in the basement. But as you saw from instinct there, Cassidy is now back in the room with his bodyguard. So what we're going to do is wait till they've both got their backs to us, and then we're going to go out and we're going to basically wait until they're walking away from us, essentially. And when they turn around, they'll both want they'll leave through the front door. As you can see, they're heading away. Now watch out, because as you see, the bodyguard does pause there briefly. So all we're going to do is open the door, and you want to tranquilize the guard as quickly as possible. I left it really late. You know, he almost got to the door. There is a guard just outside the door and another guard upstairs who patrols. Either of them could have seen him very easily. So you want to take out Cassidy's bodyguard as quickly as possible, really. But now we've got him dropped, and we're going to drag his body also into the garage area. Keep things nice and tidy. Don't want anyone getting spotted. I should mention at this point, you may have noticed I almost got spotted, even though there's no one around. But there is a guard just outside one of the windows in the kitchen area. And if you run, or you're not crouched down, he was likely to see you. So everywhere you go in that kitchen, you want to crouch and you want to move quite slowly near that garage door. So what we're doing now basically is we've got to wait for Cassidy to go through his whole routine, his full cycle once more, come back into the house, which he's doing now. So all we're now going to do is wait for him to make it into the kitchen. He's going to have his back to us, and we're just going to walk up behind him and throttle him and break his neck. There you go. That's target one down.
Good work, 47. Janus awaits your attention.
We're going to drag Cassidy's body into the bathroom so that no one spots him. But no one should, seeing as almost everyone in the house, I think there's 3 more people on other floors who don't leave those floors. They're the only other people around, so no one should find the bodies. And I've just realised I can't go out the front door because the guard is still out there. So we're going to go back into the bathroom and out through the window. And we're going to go round the side of the garden, and there's a gate, and we'll walk through the gate like nothing ever happened. So as you can see, I'm being quite cautious because I hadn't quite planned for this bit. I was like, okay, right, how do I get out of here? So that's probably the easiest way, is just bolt out the bathroom window. So what we want to do now is make our way across the street to, I believe it's the Wilson's house, where they're having a free-for-all barbecue. They really should have invited me because I can eat burgers like a champion. And we want to go straight through into the garden and vault over this fence, being very aware of the guard to the right there. I was rushing this slightly, and he very nearly saw me and ruined this whole thing for me. So while he's investigating, we're going to jump into the shed, jump into the crate, and while we're here we're going to make a save, because that got me a little bit worried there. So we've used our one and only save up, but both the targets are, or one of the targets is dead, all the clues are collected. We've only got to take out the last target and make our escape. And to be quite frank, taking out Janus isn't that difficult. The house is quite well protected, but he isn't. Cassidy's bodyguard would never leave his post. No matter what I did, he would not leave his post, which is why I ended up resorting to the tranquilizer. Janus's bodyguard, on the other hand, will leave his post. So when the coast is clear here, we're going to vault out of the shed window, and we're just going to hide behind the shed wall here, and we're going to wait for this guard you can see up in the distance there to make his way back towards the ride-on lawnmower, and he's going to walk around to the other side of the house, and we're going to make our way to where he was, or where he was just standing. So as he's going to turn on the path there, we're going to start making our move. We want to do this quickly because he doesn't go far and he does turn, as you can see. He saw me for quite a long time there. Normally he doesn't see me for that long. And we're going to jump in through the window. To be aware there is a guard in that kitchen area patrolling, so you may have to wait outside the window for him to move away. And once again we're in the garage. And what we're going to do here is exactly what we did for Cassidy. We're going to distract the guard with the generator, and we're going to launch the wrench at the back of his head. another little bonus here is this is the only guard we have to do this to, I believe. So there's no coming back and waiting for the next guy and then the next guy until there's no one left. It's just this guy and the bodyguard, obviously. But as I said, this bodyguard isn't quite as well trained and will leave his post. So once we've got this guy in the fridge here, we're going to make our way back out into the kitchen and over to the kitchen sink. I don't think there's anyone around we need to worry about. No, we look pretty clear. Alternatively, if you've got a lethal poison with you, you can pour him a cup of coffee with that big fancy looking urn on the table there and poison the coffee and just leave. That'll work just as well. As you can see, the Janus is making his way down the stairs now, but I believe he's going into the front room to sit down and make a phone call. So we will now be free to make our way over to the kitchen sink, turn on the taps, and because Janus is in the front room with his bodyguard is nice and close to the sink. He's the one who gets distracted, and he's going to come over to investigate. So exactly the same as we did in Cassidy's house, when he comes over and turns off the water, we're going to knock him out, except this time we're going to throw the wrench. I think we throw the wrench, yeah. So that's him knocked out. We're going to grab his gun, grab whatever else is on the floor. I don't know what that was. And we're going to drag his body into the garage and dump him in the freezer as well. And we're almost home and free now. So we're just going to get his body into the freezer and out the way. I'm trying to do this kind of in a hurry because I know that there are 4 or 2 guards or 3 guards, I can't remember now, in the other house unconscious, and all it's going to take is for one person to open that garage door and all hell is going to break loose. So we've pulled out our tranquilizer gun one more time and we're going to tranquilize the Janus. I love the way he jumps there, like ooh! He's now unconscious and all we're going to do is run over, quickly snap his neck.
At last, the actions of the first constant catch up with him. Death feels like an easy way out for a man like Janus.
I'm going to drag his body into the bar from here, but he shouldn't be found.
We're close now, gentlemen. Both targets are dead.
So all that's left to do now is to make a clean exit. So we'll make our way back into the kitchen. And we're just going to wait for this guard to turn around and start walking away. And we're going to follow him. Give him a nice wide berth as he turns off. And then we're going to crouch run, vault this wall, stand up, and we are free and clear. So all we've got to do now is make our way to the nearest exit, which is the bridge there just to the right. But I thought I'd take the bus because I don't think I've taken the bus exit before. So there you go. That's Silent Assassin suit only for Whittleton Creek. I have been Anubis. I will see you all on the next Master Mode.